Hey team, welcome to part 3 of using the Shapeoko CNC router for cutting out custom parts made out of aluminum. This part 3 is going to cover some of the problems that we encountered while using this machine, following the steps in parts 1 and 2 of this video series. Specifically, the problem that we keep running into, which you can kind of see here on the camera, is that when you set up everything perfectly in Carbide Create and run your toolpath in Carbide Motion, the drill bit doesn't always drill all the way through the stock. So if you look at the two cutouts on screen here, hopefully you can tell off these calipers here that there's still some material left at the bottom, even though the tool has finished that tool path. Some spots where it's kind of punched through the aluminum, where we used a pair of pliers, I think, or a screwdriver to kind of get through it to see how thick that material was, but it's too thick to try and punch out normally. So this video is going to talk about kind of the differences between what is simulated by the computer in an ideal world versus what ends up happening in the real world when you're trying to cut these parts out. So really what's happening here, we can show off with the pair of calipers. So first, it's important to know the type of stock that we're using. This is 1/8" aluminum stock. 1/8" stock is 3.175 millimeters or 0.125 inches, 1/8 of an inch. Everything we'll be measuring right now is going to be in millimeters, so 3.175 or 3.17 is going to be what we're expecting to measure on our calipers. So typically the way we do this is we zero the bit itself to the top of the aluminum stock, and we tell it to cut down 1/8 of an inch, and we'll take the calipers now and measure out how far it actually cut, both on our piece and then where our piece is on the material. So we expect 1/8 of an inch, 3.175. We actually cut 3.3, if you can see that there, which is a little more than we expected it to cut, which is interesting, but ironically, it hasn't actually cut all the way through the material. If we measure it in a few different spots, we'll go from the wasteboard here to the top of the stock. We have 3.36. The adjacent wasteboard here is 3.29, so a different number, and then another wasteboard over, also 3.29, that's convenient. And this was after actually quite a bit of tweaking to get this thing about as flat as we could. So why is it that when we measure this stock, it seems to be maybe thicker than we expect, even though it's 1/8" material? We seem to be measuring a cut bigger than 1/8 of an inch with our calipers over the cut, and it seems to be that our stock is more than 1/8 of an inch off of the workpiece. So got a little PowerPoint here to try and explain how we've got this set up. This is talking about first our ideal world. So in perfect world, which is what we do in CAD and in Carbide Create, we zero either the tool to the stock top and cut down, or the wasteboard and cut up. Typically what we've done is zeroing to the stock top, which would mean the top of your aluminum, and then we say cut down the thickness of the material, would be that 1/8 of an inch. If everything is perfect, this works great. Obviously, as we just measured and as we've done some cuts, we've realized that this usually isn't perfect, and this is for a few different reasons. So the first reason that you might run into is your stock might just be bent. This material isn't perfectly flat. Everything tries to be as perfect as we can, but let's be honest, we buy some good quality aluminum, but it's not the best quality. So there might be some bends in that material, especially after it's been cut or transported or moved around anywhere. You might have imperfect tool holding. So if you look back here, you can see we've got some material holding on the edge and then on the front and the side. Some of that holding might not necessarily stick if you don't have it pushed down in all of the right spots at the right time. You might have some waves or bumps that show up in your stock, so you might need to add some more holding, more of those little green tabs keeping your material in place. You might have an uneven wasteboard. The wasteboard's those wooden pieces that run through the machine bottom that you attach your piece to. As you machine more and more and you're going through your material, sometimes you cut into the wasteboard. That is expected. That's why it's called a wasteboard. There's fun little marks on here already, different triangles and circles and pieces where we've accidentally or maybe intentionally drilled a little too far to try and finish off a cut on one of those pieces. But that can result in little volcanoes that form up. So when you put your new material on, some of the edges of those cuts in the wood wasteboard might stick up a little bit and cause some problems. And then the last bit, which we actually had a problem with as well, is just some debris on the wasteboard. So when you go to put that piece of aluminum stock on top of the wasteboard, there just might be some dust, some debris, some small chips of aluminum that end up pushing that stock up off the wasteboard a little bit. So the point behind all this is when you end up doing it in the real world, when you zero your tool to the top of the aluminum stock, like we have here, you might end up zeroing a little bit higher than the thickness of the material. So if you do that, and then you tell Carbide Create to cut down the thickness of your material, if you zero higher than the wasteboard, then you're not going to cut all the way through your material. The other thing to consider is as you're cutting through that material, if it is bent up by any reason, if there's some debris on the bottom or it's not perfectly held down, then sometimes just the pressure of that end mill will push the material flat, and you might end up cutting a little bit more than you would expect in your first pass, or maybe a little less at the end if that material bows back up. So there's a couple ways to fix this. The easiest way, I think, is to basically fake the thickness that we'll be cutting in the stock. So let's take a look at Carbide Create here. So here's a toolpath we made in the previous videos. I've pulled up the simulation tab here. So if you look at your toolpaths tab and then show simulation, you can see the intended path. Now this assumes your material thickness is perfect, is what we've put in. And you can count out these lines here, and I believe there's 13 of these lines. So it's going to do 13 passes to cut all the way through this material. All that's calculated automatically. When you pick your tool bit here, it tells you how far it's going to cut on each pass, and then it divides that by the thickness of your material. I think it does 0.01 inches, 0.1 inches, something like that per pass. I think 0.1 inches, and then since we're 0.125 inches, it's going to take 12.5 passes, which ends up being 13 to cut all the way through. So what I'm recommending to solve this problem is to make your material thicker. So effectively what this will mean is we're going to zero a little bit higher off of the wasteboard instead of on the top of the material, or zero to the top of the material and cut into the wasteboard a little bit, and that's kind of up to you how much approach you want. But the big point here is to pretend your material is thicker than it actually is. So you can find your actual material thickness in a few different ways. You can just take calipers to it. You can add a little extra material, just guessing, or you can take the machine and actually zero it to the wasteboard and then zero it to the top of your stock and take the difference there. So a lot of different ways to get that number. We're just going to kind of guess a number for now and let it do its job. So to do that, we'll go back to our design tab here, hit the cog for job setup, which you might remember from, I believe, the first video. And at some point, we set up our material thickness. And in the perfect world, 0.125 inches, 1/8 of an inch would be what we want. And we're going to say we're going to zero to the top, which will keep that pattern for now. So if we're zeroing to the top, that means we don't want to cut too far into the wasteboard. So to get our actual material thickness, you can either take calipers to it, or, like I said, take the machine, zero it to the stock top, and then zero it to the wasteboard top and take that difference. And that'll tell you the actual difference in your thickness. Maybe do that in a few different spots so you can get the actual number. So just to show off how this would change, we'll keep it stock top and go 1350 instead of 1250, buying us another 0.01 inches there. So effectively, that's going to be one more pass of our bit. So we'll change our job setup to have that. Zero height is still top. We'll click OK. We'll go back to our toolpaths. This is important. Carbide Create does not automatically update your toolpaths when you change the stock top. So we're going to go back in here and say the depth is the stock bottom. It'll update to 135. And then for our second toolpath, we'll use stock bottom as well for 135. Once it's done calculating, we can show the simulation. And I promise if you count out these green lines, you'll get 14 of them. This little indent here is for the tab that we have in the part, but if you count from this side over, you'll get 14. So that's one way to try and solve that problem. The other way to do it, like I said, would be to cut from the bottom up. So you could measure your thickness of the material the same way you did, zero to the bottom instead of the top. Now, if you do that, that means that in your Carbide motion program, you would have to zero the bit to the wasteboard, not to the top of your material, and then it would start at a specific height of whatever you tell it here. If you change that, you would still have to go into your toolpaths and change them so that the thickness is correct and that it zeroes from the bottom. So you would start at stock top and go, down to the bottom. Cool. That should be pretty much everything to solve that problem. Give it a few tries, different ways, see which way works best for you. My feeling is that the easiest way is to measure the thickness of the material using the machine itself. So zero out the drill bit to the wasteboard and then compare that to where it's zeroed on the stock to get your actual thickness, and then cut top down, and you should be able to cut all the way through your material. Yeah, hopefully using that method makes everything easy for you in the future, and hopefully your cuts make it all the way through the machine if you follow those rules. Good luck. Thanks for watching.